Hey everybody, welcome to week 5 of class. This week we're going to be diving in, I guess, into American history. 5 weeks into this course, and here we are finally getting to, I guess, what some might regard as the start of U.S. history, and that of course is with the election of George Washington to the presidency, a man who actually received all the votes. He held 2 terms, and he received unanimous votes for both of those terms. It's a very interesting and unique moment in U.S. history because it's the only time that has ever happened. So what we're going to be looking at this week is the presidencies of both George Washington, and we're going to specifically really focus in on him, as well as that of John Adams. One of the things that becomes very prevalent and obvious during the Washington administration is that the founding fathers were not as unified as you might have thought, or as we might have hoped that they would have been. A group of men who understood that political parties would create faction and division. These men had talked about faction and division and political parties in the Federalist Papers and in various discourses. And yet what happens is that during the Washington administration, during his first and even during his second terms, political parties are going to form. On one side, you will have the Federalists, and the spokesperson, if you will, for the Federalists is Alexander Hamilton, while on the other side, you have a group of people known as the Democrats or the Democratic Republicans, and they are led by Thomas Jefferson. Now, the Democratic Republicans are not the same as the Democratic or Republican Party of today, so it can get a bit confusing, but that division very much occurs during the Washington administration, and part of that has to do with issues over economics, issues over how to identify and read the Constitution and what the powers of the Constitution mean. And really what we're going to see is that by the end of John Adams' administration, there's really some big division that's gone on in the country. So much so that during John Adams' administration, he will pass something called, or at least support the passing of something called the Alien and Sedition Acts, where basically he will silence people from saying seditious things about the president, which of course raises important questions about the extent of the First Amendment and your right to freedom of speech. So lots of different things that we're going to be looking at and going through during those 2 administrations. So hopefully you'll find that interesting and enjoyable. But other than that, as always, you've got your discussion boards due this week, obviously, and you want to just always make sure that you're fully digesting the content. And when you respond to another student, as you guys know by this point, always be sure to go beyond just, a basic, I agree with this and I like that you said this. Always provide additional input. And even if you pose a question, try to provide your own answer to your own question to try to lead the discussion forward. All right, guys, that's pretty much what we got this week. So if you have any questions, contact me. As always, I'll get back to you. Otherwise, as always, go in peace, be warm and filled. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper, and may the odds forever be in your favor. Have a blessed week, guys.